As you know, cross-cultural communication is very important in today's world because of globalization. We are in contact with so many cultures that we weren't before, so we have to know how to deal with them, how to communicate with them to avoid all kind of misunderstandings and such issues. So I'm not going to steal any more of your time. Professors Susan and Barbara, please start whenever you want.
I think the most impolite is probably to get frustrated because you're not understanding the other person and then make up some excuse to get away from that person. I mean, I think cross-cultural communication takes a lot of patience, so it takes a while to understand the other person, especially if you don't have the language. So I think most impolite would be to just say, oh, forget it, and walk away. So I think the most important thing, again, is to really listen to what they have to say and not be afraid to ask questions, to what we call paraphrase, when you say, I think I hear you saying that, and then you give them a chance to clarify it. But I think that's the most important, again, is to have the patience to really take time to understand what the other person's saying.
Well, I think the most important thing for a journalist is that they can be heard and understood. So it would be volume and clarity, because the content of any story is the most important piece. So number one is being heard and understood. So speaking clearly, speaking loudly, being articulate. But then secondly, certainly the personality is the second most important for a broadcast journalist. Someone who is fun to watch, who seems engaged, who seems to care about the stories that they're reporting on. So, but I'd say you can be very engaged and very likable, but if you can't be understood, then that's going to be problematic for a broadcast journalist. So I would say network, network, network. At least at home in the journalism field, so much of it is who you know. So if you can get, if you can volunteer, if you can get internships, so that you are meeting people in the field, coming to conferences like this one where you meet people from all over. But the more networking that you can do. So I think, of course, the skills are very important, but again, if you can network and someone says, oh, I know her and she's a great student and I recommend that you hire her for this position, that's going to get you, into the positions that you like. So do all the networking that you can.